What's going on, everybody? I'm Jabby Kuwait, joined by ACHARA Kirk.
What's up?
The Tadum event is happening right now at Netflix, and Three Body Problem, the official teaser, has dropped. This is from the creators of Game of Thrones.
Wow.
So very excited to jump into this. You guys, if you haven't done so already, do me a big favor. Hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, pretty please. Vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. And also, let us know in the comments, if you're familiar with the trailer or after you watch the trailer with us, if you'd like us to do a reaction to this series on this channel. Would love to know from you guys. All right, here we go.
As children, we fear the dark. Anything might be out there.
Oh, is it time
The
travel?
unknown troubles us. There are those who say we should not inquire too closely into who else might be living in that darkness. Better not to know.
Oh? Got those Vision Pro glasses. Oh, what?
Whoa. Oh, that's cool.
But we continue to search. Life looks for life.
Oh, what? Oh. You haven't explained anything to me.
It feels like there's a few different things that this is inspired by. So that shot with all the samurais or whatever they are, the soldiers going up into the air.
Yeah.
That reminds me of that Alien movie that came out some years back. The advertisement said, "Don't look up." I forgot what the name of that movie was. You guys know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. And so it was like end of the world alien movie. I don't remember the name of it right now, so you'll have to forgive me. I'll come up with it later, or someone will say it in the comments. There's this like time machine shot where someone's falling into like this thing right here. Mm-hmm. This feels very inspired by a neutrino capturing facility. So if you don't know what a neutrino is, it's like, I'm going to do a really bad job explaining it, but there are these like trillions of particles that are passing through the Earth all the time, right now, passing through us, passing through the Earth. And scientists were trying to prove it. They created this lab underground where like nothing could affect whatever. They're trying to like not have any pollutants of any kind, right? And it looks kind of like this. Like the neutrino stuff to capture, the things to capture neutrinos kind of looks a little bit like that, but this is obviously much bigger. So that's pretty wild. There's a show that I watched with Sintel that takes place on a ship, and it's got this sort of time machine, matrix-y element.
It's like the German show from the creators of Dark.
Yes.
18 something or other. I don't know.
18. Yes, that one. Yes, exactly. 1890 or something or other.
I never even watched this show. How come I remember it?
I'm sure people, again, it's going to be commented below because I can't remember the name of the show, but this kind of gives me that vibe a little bit. Just sort of the, what's it called when it's like steampunky kind of thing? Uh-huh. There's that sort of element here. And then on top of that, fantasy.
It's definitely high concept, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still confused as to what it is about. Like, what is the three-body problem? Is this something that is like...
Well, it's a teaser, so...
Well, yeah, but I'm like, is this something that I ought to know? Do you know what I mean? Like, is that a common thing? Like a sort of philosophical question? Like, if there were three bodies in the woods and they all died, did you hear any of them move? You know?
Apparently, it's a physics and classic mechanics thing. I didn't know that.
Oh,
so
okay.
You guys can't see our screen right now, but it says, in physics and classic mechanics, the three-body problem is the problem of taking the initial positions and velocities or momenta of three-point masses and solving their subsequent motion according to Newton's law of motion and Newton's law of universal gravitation. The three-body problem is a special case of the I don't know what that means. It's like variable body problem. I don't know.
Yeah, anyway.
Unlike the two-body problem.
Wow.
So I guess it might be a time travel thing, like you
Well,
said.
it says it's based on a Chinese science fiction novel by Liu Cixin.
Okay.
So that's interesting. So that kind of speaks to the ancient Chinese scenes that we were seeing there. Obviously, I'm not familiar with this novel and the source material, but I think it's cool that they're making it like an international cast. I love to see that, and I'm quite happy to see more of that, to just see like all sorts of different people coming together to work on this project, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
If it makes sense.
That is very much a Netflix thing, to have it be an international cast, like the one about the big pig or the big hippo.
Oh, Okja.
Okja, yeah, like that's only Netflix does stuff like that, really. I mean, if you have a major motion picture from a movie studio, you'll have something like The Meg, where you'll have Chinese actors or actresses involved as well, and that kind of makes it international, and Jason Statham. But here,
Everybody loves Jason Statham.
here, Netflix is really bringing together a lot of different. It really feels like a global thing when
truly.
Netflix does it.
Yeah.
And so Okja is a great example of what I'm talking about, and that's exactly what I was thinking here when I was watching this. It does feel like that kind of global attitude, and I mean, the Saddam thing speaks to that as well. They're advertising stuff to all the audiences. This is what we have around the globe.
Yeah, exactly. And they've done such a good job with that because they know that they have a global audience.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to focus on that and to make sure that people are feeling represented and interested, you know, like, because I don't know all of the Asian actors in this, right? You know, because there are some here where I'm like, I don't think I've seen them in stuff before, but I'm sure that they're famous, and that, you know, people around the world are like, oh my God, I'm so excited to see this person in a Netflix project, and working with
we have what's his
these
name
creators.
from Marvel?
Benedict Wong?
Yeah, Benedict Wong. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's him, right? He's in this. I thought I saw his face.
Is that?
And then what's his name from Game of Thrones is also in here.
Yes. Sam.
Sam, exactly.
Samuel Tarly.
Samwise. How do you feel about this as a departure from Game of Thrones?
You know, they did such a good job with Game of Thrones, so I'm like, okay,
Did they?
I'm open. Listen, we don't count the last season. They did such a good job that I trust that they can at least handle it, you know, because they managed to take the dense
Material.
of Game of Thrones, right, and make it into a show that definitely worked for a long time. They're adapting a story here that was a novel into a film or a show or something, and I'm like, yeah, I'm open to it. I'm still just very confused about what it's all about.
For me, I'm just totally drawn in by the visuals of the whole thing. Like, I love the idea of like taking something science and making it sciencey, because it's
Sciencey.
You know what I mean? Because
with
it's
the
like
fiction thrown in there.
Yeah, it's because it's all fiction, and it goes from science to science, and that's cool.
I love science fiction.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it, and like they were showing some, I don't know what that is. It just brings me back to The Matrix. The first time I saw that trailer, I'm like, what is happening here? And 1850 or whatever the name of that show is about the boat, the German boat thing. Like, there were some cool ideas they were exploring. It just didn't go far enough, and I feel like with something like, for me, it didn't go far enough. Like, it was fun, but it could have went further. And here, it really feels like it's insane. Like, whatever the guy's going up into the sky. I gotta remember the name of that movie. Let me see. Alien Invasion. Don't Look Up. Skyline.
Oh, is it Skyline?
Yeah, it's Skyline. So
Okay.
I'm sure by this point people have said it in the comments, but there's a visual. It's like that's what brought people to the theaters to watch that film, was seeing a bunch of people being yanked out of the city up into the sky. And so when you see that here, it's like, that's when I go, okay, Netflix is spending some of that cha-ching. That's cool. So I'm very excited about the impressive visuals and how that all kind of fits into this greater story.
Yeah.
I was slightly thrown with the little wizardry magical element of Sam Harley. What's his name?
Samuel Tarly. That's the name of his character.
Yes.
That's not the name of the actor.
I know. I'm just,
Yeah.
that's people's first experience with him. But he like blew a butterfly or something off his hand.
Yeah.
It just had this sort of
No, but I like...
godly, not godly in the like God, but like, you know, in terms of like lore.
Uh-huh.
What am I saying? like Greek gods.
Oh, mythology.
Mythological gods.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's like
Yes.
that. It sort of had that kind of vibe to it.
But I like when you mishmash science fiction and then throw in some fantasy, because why not?
Yeah. Science. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm Jabby Kuwait. This is
ACHARA Cook.
Peace out.